off to the Rue de Scorpion.
And welcome back. Okay, so you guys were going off to the Street of Scorpions. Okay, so Salim, your Dragoman, gets the car to take you back to the bazaar of Darb al-Amar. And along there, he finds there is literally one red door as you walk along the Street of Scorpions. And it opens into a clothing shop.
Yes, I was not expecting.
And as we're getting over here, I'm letting the Draco Man know. Yeah, we're looking for a European that is supposedly at this address, or the past known address.
It was supplied to us by the French embassy.
Ah, excellent. Well, I don't really know what to tell you. It appears to be a clothing shop, but I'm happy to go in with you, gentlemen, if you'd like to make some inquiries.
Yes.
Is it a men's clothing shop, general clothing shop, women's?
It is a men's clothing shop.
Wow.
Well, that's good. I couldn't go back into the last women's clothing shop that I went to.
Salim chuckles politely, and so he walks in with you, and you are greeted by the owner,
Salam alaikum.
whose name is Abu Odreh. Maybe I'm pronouncing that right. Udhreh. And in stilted English, he says, "Thank you for letting me know no sound." Okay, sorry about that. Apparently my unmute button on my Stream Deck decided to stop working. That's awesome. Okay, so what you have missed, those of you watching live, is that we've made it back to the Street of Scorpion, or we've made it to the Street of Scorpions. There is one building with a red door, and that building is a clothing shop. They have gone in, and the owner is Abu Udra, and he, in very stilted English, says to all of you, "Gentlemen, welcome to my shop. What can I do for you?"
I looked to him. Greetings there. We have been given your address for an address for a European named Warren Basart.
He tells you that no one by that name lives here. As you can see, I run a clothing shop. This is not a house.
Oh. I was not sure. This is what was given to us by the French embassy. Can we take a look at your wares at least?
As we're here.
Certainly. So he has, typical Egyptian clothing. He's starting to move into lighter summer fashions as the weather will be getting warmer in the next couple of weeks. It's, still temperate now in the 70s, but...
Using Salam, I'm going to say, ask him about, the fashions in Egypt. What would be... I see that what would be typical of the summer.
He tells you, typically, for Europeans, it's still, colonial fashion is a thing with, khaki shorts and pith hats. But for, more locals would do more linen clothing that, breathes easily.
Mm-hmm. How about for headwear?
Depending on how fancy you would wish to go, there's simple cloth head covering to just keep the sun off, or some locals are actually picking up the pith hat, or the traditional fez style hat is also popular here, although not not terribly practical, but it is fashionable.
How big's the store?
It is not that big. It's with the group of you in here, plus Salim, plus the owner. It's fairly tight quarters.
I'm gonna go hat shopping, if nothing else but an excuse to kind of poke around and see if I notice any other oddities.
Okay.
I'm gonna shop for a pith hat or helmet.
Very well.
I'm all about that.
What is the name of the store?
The owner tells you that it's just a booze.
Very good. Just checking this to make sure it wasn't actually called like the Red Door or something.
No, but it is a garishly red door on the front.
Looking around at seeing the building that we came into, does it look like this store is not the whole building?
It does indeed look like there is more to the building.
In just the rear or on the sides?
On the rear. You can see that there's a door behind the counter.
A changing room.
It's very common for shopkeepers to have living areas in the back of their shops. You've noticed this in several of the shops that you've been in.
I will talk. I'm talking to Salam, but I'm letting the shop owner hear me. It is too bad that the this Warren Bazart is not here anymore. Or this seems to be a false information that the embassy gave us. I had hopes of hiring him. Some friends of mine years ago had used him for some work, and he had come somewhat fairly recommended. It is unfortunate, but this happens. He probably gave them, the wrong address, or they messed up in writing it down. As I'm looking at the shop and looking at some of the clothing.
Are you looking? What are you looking for? Some sort of reaction from this? What are you just?
Well, I'm saying it, and I'm kind of looking for a reaction, but I'm kind of saying it just like I'm talking to Salam. But I'm, kind of seeing what kind of reaction. I'm acting like I'm disappointed, but that's life.
If you would like to make a psychology roll, then you are.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of doing that. Let's see here. There's my psychology. There it is.
You don't notice anything.
No, I don't notice anything. That's okay. Failure is good. I think he's, and I'm looking at some of the stuff. I'm looking for something that will.
But anybody else who's suspicious, I'll let you make rolls as well if you'd like.
Is there a changing room or anything?
He does not have a changing room. He's got a small little kind of like a French. Fail.
Yeah. We're blowing it today. That's okay.
He's got a small little like French curtain in the corner that you can, if you going to try something on, that you could step behind.
So do we find anything?
Yeah, so I look in the helmets.
Good hat or something, that's not a pith hat, but not a fez.
Oh, I want a pith hat.
You can certainly have a pith hat. It's like his hat wear that he has that are actual hats. He has the tarbooshes, which is it's basically a fez, or he's got some pith helmets.
Oh,
I'm gonna get myself a couple of the.
Yeah, all of you believe that he is telling the
Yes.
truth. He's never heard of this guy, and no one's living in his shop.
I'm gonna get a cup. I'm gonna get at least one of these for myself.
There you go.
So that not is it good for head covering, but in case of a dust storm, I can cover up.
Very well.
It's a nice multi-purposeful item.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Buy some shorts, buy a helmet.
While he's dealing
Shirt.
with our friend Carl, I'm going to check out. I'm gonna just wander around the shop while he's dealing with Carl, just to look around, see if I spot anything unusual.
Okay.
Search for secret doors.
Not so much, but usually these buildings have a courtyard or something, and
There was a secret door at the Juju house.
Feel free to make a spot hidden roll.
all right. Yeah, let's see my spot hidden. Considering, no, I don't
94.
spot
Nope.
anything. At least I'm being consistent. But I'm
gonna kind of poke my head back into the back room, see if I can spot anything really quickly. And oh no, I'm blind.
Nope. You all are 100% convinced that this is the best damn pet shop in Springfield. I mean, no, it's just a clothing store. There's nothing weird going on here.
Is he the
Some
only...
of you are giving Seamus the stink eye for getting sucked in by the pretty face at the French embassy.
Wow.
I'd like to register a complaint. This parrot that I bought not 1.5 hour ago.
Sometimes a clothing store is just a clothing store.
I asked the owner, does he have a bathroom or an outhouse?
He says that he does not have one, but if you there's a public set of public jakes across the street and 2 stalls down if you need to go.
I will hold off.
Wait, who do you think you are? Me?
Ask the dog. Since we're in this area, when we were noticed, did we notice any cafes or public other than the Jakes gathering?
There are definitely a number of restaurants in this. There's just some food vendors in stalls throughout the bazaar, but there's also a couple of more sit down European style places as well.
What would be the closest to this store?
It's a few doors down.
Well, okay, yeah. If we're done, I suggest maybe we get a bite to eat or something, a drink.
At least some mint tea.
All right.
I assume the mint tea at one of these establishments nearby, Salam, would be fine.
Yes, yes.
Uh, would you care to join us?
Certainly. Yes, I'll join you for a tea before
And
before.
I say, I apologize to Salam. Yeah, had hoped this person would have been here, but you know how it is. Yeah,
Yes,
sometimes,
these things happen.
yeah, it does. But at least we can have some nice tea, and then we at least got to see a bit of Cairo.
I
And
got some shopping done.
yeah, you did.
Hmm.
And we stopped for some tea, and um,
We ask when we're there when the servers
Mm-hmm.
say, we seem to have gotten some directions here and possibly we were sent to the wrong place. That clothing store, as we point out, with the red door.
Yes.
Well, we were directed. We were looking for an individual. Provided they had provided us with his address, being the Red Door here, but it's a clothing store. Is there a residence or lodgings around here that might have been mistakenly referred to?
yeah, go. I mentioned yes. The person that we were looking for is a European, a French, from France. Maybe he's living somewhere else in the area.
No, the only red door on the whole street of Scorpions is Abu's.
Mm.
I see.
Well, we
Well,
thought maybe it was that maybe the address was wrong, but maybe he lived somewhere else in this area. Um, I say the name would have been Warren Bazart.
I'm
Um,
sorry, I don't know anyone by that name.
well,
oh,
that's okay. I know it's obvious we've gotten the wrong address, or the people did, and that's okay. And I make sure to tip him well.
mhm.
Never hurts to ask. They sometimes it's nearby, and we will sit back and just enjoy our tea, look around. I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on the Red Door place. We sip our tea, maybe have a few Egyptian sweets.
Okay.
You didn't shut down the place and leave right after we left.
How long would you like to stay here at the cafe?
Well, it's been what we hadn't had lunch, and we've been to two places, so we probably have a light repast. Some tea, some you know. We would ask Salam what would be appropriate to have as a light lunch, since it is around noontime.
By this point, it's probably closer to 2 in the afternoon.
Although we
'Cause
haven't had lunch yet, so what would he suggest?
oh, so he suggests a number of items, and you have a nice meal,
And make sure to
you
order
take a
enough for
nice
Salam too.
and you everyone is kind of taking their time. It's past the lunch rush, so it's easily quarter to 4 by the time that you finish up here, and Salim kind of says to you, "Well, gentlemen, I'm happy to take you back to the hotel
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
now,
Yeah.
or if you are enjoying the yourselves and would like to just spend some more time, that's fine as well. I can certainly the driver is certainly willing to wait for you as long as you'd like, and I've worked with this driver a number of times. He's a trustworthy individual. He's not going to just
Excellent.
leave you
Excellent.
here in town. But if I'm
Wow.
it's to the end of my work day, so I'm happy to accompany you
Understandable.
back to the hotel. But if you're done, then I'm going. If you would like to stay, then that's fine with me. But I'm going to bid you good day at this point.
Now, would this be a place that's safe for us to be for a while?
Yes. This market is fairly well known, and it's a fairly safe place. And
Excellent.
the
I think
driver
we will enjoy
will
ourselves a
happily
bit. And
will
I
happily
make
take you back to the hotel whenever you're ready.
all right, and I make sure to pay Salam well, and make sure the taxi driver knows that he is going to be compensated well as well for staying and waiting for us.
Excellent.
And I will order a while we're there. I will order a hookah
Very well.
so that and we will do the little pass around thing with that. So I've enjoyed the
So
atmosphere.
so the the cafe says, well, we don't actually do hookah here, but there's a hookah place right next door if you'd like to partake.
That'd be excellent. And
So you go into the hookah place, and the gentleman who runs the establishment, um, you get the feeling that more than tobacco is available for based on the color of some of the smoke that's coming out. You believe that more than just tobacco is available should you wish it, and the proprietor asks you what you would desire.
Well, I will go with apple tobacco, um, since I want to keep my senses. But I said I am glad to see this establishment carries a wide array of choices for the discerning gentleman.
Excellent.
Uh,
So
The
he
proprietor looks like the zigzag man.
exactly. So
I,
he brings a some tobacco for the hookah that that you're sitting in front of, and he
mhm.
puts some fresh water into the hookah, and uh there's enough pipes off of it for all of you should you choose to partake.
And I explained to the gentleman the history of the hookah that's actually from originally from Turkey. And at one time point, Turkey had controlled a lot of this area, and this is one of the things that has been kept around. Um, and I say, I don't know about you, gentlemen, but I'd like to keep an eye on this area for a while. Um,
Does it seem like we're being followed or observed?
that's the other thing.
Feel free to make spot hidden rolls.
That's the other thing I want to do. And I go, this is while Salem's gone, I'm going to mention to these guys when the
Ah!
proprietor goes away that that I did notice someone watching the mosque. They weren't watching us, but watching the mosque. So something is going on.
So you believe at the moment that you are not being observed.
Excellent. And I don't believe our friend here, Sean, was lied to either. I say we keep an eye on the streets. If our friend is still around, maybe we may spot him.
Okay. Very well. So
By the way, how first of all, yes, out of curiosity, how quickly does the mail move in Cairo if it's a local?
local mail.
Yes.
You don't know for sure. The concierge could probably tell you. Um, you would imagine that local mail is probably quick, but still measured in days.
Mhm.
But telegram service is
Yeah.
very reliable. You do know that.
Well, guys, I have an idea. Before he left, Slim, I could ask him, do you know if this actually have a proper street address for telegrams or postage? Or just the red door is how they'd use for if somebody was sending mail or deliveries as such.
So Lem tells you that there are proper numbers to a lot of the buildings, but in some of the older parts of the city like this, a lot of people don't know how to read or write, so there isn't a lot of call for mail here.
Mm-hmm.
So he wouldn't be. He was not particularly shocked that there was no street number in the address that you were given.
Mm-hmm.
While street numbers are a thing, they're not the end all, and a lot of people don't use them. They use more colloquial things like the red door.
Yes. Gentlemen, if I might make a suggestion, either a telegram or a post. We send it to the person we're looking for at using this address. Could be being used as a mail drop in reality.
Could be.
Maybe, not necessarily maybe being intercepted before it makes it here. If there's a postman or whatever, you pay a couple bucks, I'm sure. But why would be the question.
Gentlemen, do we just want to stay here for about 2 hours and then take off? If anything later, it's going to get late, and I'm thinking what's realistic for us to be here.
Yeah. Well, at some point, maybe within that 2 hours, maybe the first hour, we just take a double check and simply see the store appear to be still open.
So the store, you noticed while you were in there that it said that it would close at 6.
Okay. When the hookah guy comes back, I say, "Do you get many Europeans here?"
We get a fair amount. Enough that I that there's a couple of us who speak English and French on the staff.
Has your store been here for a while, or your shop, I should say?
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering if we're looking for someone that we'd like to offer a job to. He had worked with a friend of ours about a number of years ago, and they had recommended him. Um, we thought he lived around here, but so far we haven't been able to find him. He would be a Frenchman. Do believe his name would be Warren Bazart.
He says, I don't know anyone by that name.
Well, I had to ask. I figured,
But
sometimes,
a lot of customers who they're not always the most social, so I don't know.
Oh,
I will admit I don't know a lot of our customers' names.
Oh, I understand it with the variety of products you avail yourself here. Yeah, I could understand that, and I I give um, I appreciate you at least trying to help us here. Um, and about approximately how much is this costing us the hookah, just to so I have an idea of something.
About half a pound.
All right. I give them about a bit that plus a decent tip.
Okay.
Um, well, I appreciate your service and at least trying to help us out. Yeah. And we continue to smoke, kind of keeping an eye on the street, looking for, particularly towards the the red door, seeing if we spot anyone.
So at 6 o'clock sharp, the red door closes. Abu puts a sign in the windows that says that come back tomorrow in both English and Arabic, and closes up the shop.
Does he leave the shop or does he stay inside?
He leaves the shop.
Okay.
But he does live there.
If he leaves the shop, he doesn't live there.
Could come back.
True.
I mean, we believe that shop owners might live adjacent to the shop, right? Is that what we do?
Typically, you have known a number of shop owners to have living quarters in their shops.
Well, I'll watch. Just like not suspiciously, just enjoy my smoke. And
I think we're gonna have to stealth this.
Yeah.
Either this or the mosque.
How long would you so the shop is closed at 6. How long are you going to sit here watching?
Well, at least till 7. I mean, I'm gonna talk to our taxi driver, see how he's doing. How soon does he have to get home?
Your taxi driver, as long as you're willing to keep paying him, he's willing to stay out till at least 10.
He's got pick locks.
Yeah. Shall we stay here till 9, gentlemen?
9. Wait, what are we trying to do here?
We're casing the place. Something in the old detective movies, keeping an eye on a place. Something that Sherlock Holmes would do. Or some of the material that Edgar Allan Poe would have written about detectives. I do believe he was one of the first ones to write a book about a detective. Unless you guys want to be a little bit more adventurous, I will stay here, keep an eye on things, and kind of keep watch. And if some of you feel you need to be a little bit more hands-on,
I want to know how late you're planning on staying.
I think till 9. I don't want the taxi driver to. I'd say we leave at 9.
Works for me.
All right.
Okay.
I think we should look around inside.
So at about.
Well, then go ahead.
Are you going inside, or are you hanging out here for a little while?
I have no way of getting inside, though.
Okay.
No, neither do I.
Yeah, no, we're not going to pick it. It's probably.
It's more of a casing the place, just keeping an eye on it.
Okay.
I figure out how the rear, because I mean the front, I have a feeling is way too visible.
So around 8 o'clock, a very tall figure who's strangely all bundled up. He's got a scarf around his head. It's pretty warm out still. It's got to be at least 60 out still, but he's all bundled up and muffled. And judging by his height, it's definitely not Abu. Comes out of the shop and starts walking down towards the food vendor stalls.
Warren.
Shall we follow him or shall we?
Oh, hell yes.
All right. I make sure our tab is taken care of, or one of us stays here and a couple people follow him. That way, the taxi driver doesn't take off.
Probably should be our stealthiest member.
Who is our? Well, we wouldn't know who our stealthiest member is.
No, we do.
Oh, we do.
Not me. I've got 28.
I have a 59.
I believe it's our gentleman with the military experience.
I think Martin.
I have a 68.
Yeah, so I said the good gentleman with the military experience.
But yeah, probably him. Do you want me to come along with you since I'm the next stealthiest?
Yeah. I also speak French, so
Yeah.
I
And I
wonder if
speak
you would
French, so-
respond to French.
Okay, so Martin and Lewis. Is anyone else coming on this adventure?
It's a comedy routine.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
The food stalls?
Getting himself food. So, do you want us to make stealth rolls or what?
Well, first let me. Is anyone? Jesse, Alistair, Seamus, what are you guys doing?
I have no idea what everyone else is doing.
I'll
Are
stay.
they just
I stand
following them to the
Yeah.
for him
Him
to
and I
get
are going to follow
food?
him.
We're just going. Just so beforehand, we're just gonna follow him, right? Or are we gonna try to approach him as well?
I think we should follow him and then approach him when it's a convenient time. Or like when he's busy ordering, go up to him and go. And then you or I can speak to him in French. So like go, hello, Warren Bazart.
It could just be like bonjour.
Yes.
Like the
Yeah.
local probably not gonna respond to that.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we'll follow him, and then when he's busy ordering, we will.
So I heard that Alistair is definitely staying behind. What's Jesse and Seamus doing?
Well, I'm thinking pay our start making motion
I
to
don't
pay our
know.
bill. Maybe we make our way towards the store front.
Block his exit, yeah, or his escape.
Did this guy come out of the front or back of the shop?
Front.
Oh.
being all wrapped up like that, he's trying not to be noticed, or
Failing
he's
miserably.
horribly burned or something.
Oh, he's the mummy.
The non
We're in Egypt.
The Brendan
Can't
Fraser mummy,
leave
not the Tom
without
Cruise
fighting
mummy.
some mummies.
Oh, trust us.
Come
We're
on.
going to sooner or later. I suspect it's going to be that
What?
queen.
What kind of game is this?
the
Remember, she
Can't
never
fight some
died.
mummies.
non-following you can probably find. I mean, if this is like a typical city, you can probably find some like young people on the street, right? And just ask them like, "You seen that dude before?" or something like that.
Well, we're following him anyway. That's a little bit late for that.
No, I'm talking about the people who are not following him.
Oh.
Like his neighbors.
Yeah, but
If,
no.
if he lives there, then there should be like kids on the street playing because they didn't have extracurricular activities back then.
Well, we're following him anyway, so.
All right,
Stickball,
so
man.
Seamus is going to pay the tab and then go to the front of the clothing store.
Yes.
And then.
Alistair, are you going with Seamus? Or are you sticking in the?
I'll go with Seamus then. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not going to be stealthy.
What's Jesse up to?
Nothing.
Nothing. You're gonna hang out at the
We're
hookah
gonna hang
place.
out. Let's see who causes the biggest ruckus, and then
Okay. Very good.
help them.
Excellent. Triple party split. I love it. Okay.
Well, we should still all be in visual distance at least. At
Okay.
the moment.
So, Martin and Lewis, and yes, I'm going to keep saying it exactly like that. So you guys follow
I just got it.
this bundled up dude, and he goes up to a food stall and starts ordering a bowl of food. What are you doing?
Do we need to make a stealth roll, or is he just oblivious?
He has not noticed you yet. If you telling me you're coming up right behind him, then if you want to do that, then I'm gonna ask you for stealth. But I'm asking what you're doing as you see him go up to a food stall.
I'm gonna come up behind him, but to one side. I'm letting Martin take the other side.
Yeah, but maybe not. Maybe we should just be waiting in line and not trying to threaten him.
No, that's what I mean. But I'm a little bit to one side of him, and you're a little bit to the other side.
Yeah, we just
Behind
flank him so he can't jackrabbit.
Mm-hmm. And I look towards you, Mr. Martin, and
So you're sneaking up behind him.
mm-hmm.
Okay, then I will want stealth rolls.
That's what I figured. Ooh, 2 good rolls.
Excellent. Okay, so he does not at all notice you guys coming up behind him. Now what?
I'm kind of waiting for Martin to say bonjour.
Or maybe something like I just kind of casually bump into him and say, "Pardonnez-moi," and see if he responds to that.
And he pardon, je suis désolé.
Oh, is that what he says?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty good indication that he is French. Maybe something like I'm holding my bowels and saying, "Excusez-moi, où est la toilette?"
He kind of turns around and points in the general direction of the public jakes.
Okay, so I say merci beaucoup and move in that direction. But
I stay behind just because I'm waiting in line or holding this place in line.
Okay. Always potty with you guys.
Hey, it's convenient. You drink tea, it has to come out.
So at this point, he has his bowl of food, and he pays for it and starts walking away.
All right. When I get up to the front, I order a couple of the simple pastries, or the cookies, sweets, so that they can be wrapped up real quick. Pay for it, and I slowly turn. See, is he heading back to the shop?
Appears to be heading in that direction. Yes.
All right, then I will slowly move myself in that general direction, but not directly. Like I'm just heading down the street, and if he doesn't notice me, then I'm going to basically block him from trying to run when he runs into the other people at the shop.
Okay. Jameis and Alistair, you see the cloaked figure coming back up the street towards the shop. What are you doing?
Do they have him kind of cornered in the other way? If he tries to bolt the other way, he'll run into them?
Recommend panicking.
If he ran directly backwards, yes, but there's plenty of other ways that he could go. This is a fairly busy bazaar, so you're not going to be able to choke off every way that he could go.
Okay, I guess I'll wait till he gets closer before trying to make contact with him, and unless Seamus has a better idea.
Yeah, it's about the same.
Jesse, you're sitting in the hookah shop, and you notice the cloaked figure coming towards Alistair and Seamus, and Martin and Lewis are behind him. Are you doing anything, or are you sitting in the hookah shop?
He's got us. He's got us right where he wants us. Wait. So I don't have a good sense of how far away. I guess I can't possibly be that far away. I guess if I can see all this, right?
You're sitting in the window of a shop that's kind of kitty corner to the clothing shop.
And what was our plan with this guy?
I'm wondering the same thing.
I'm really confused here. Like, oh,
I was
well, we're
figuring if
gonna
he was
like
friendly,
interrogate him.
we would have gotten to talk to him in the shop. But I mean, it seems like that he's trying to hide himself and protect. And so I don't want to spook him. I just want to make contact with him.
I want to see how this plays out.
I don't think he's a bad guy.
He's probably just hiding from the cultists. They seem to be killing everybody.
Right. It seems, and we're probably on the same side. That's why I figured I'll be friendly when he gets within talking distance, and hopefully doesn't bolt.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to suggest.
So tell me where you're standing. Are you like blocking the door to the shop? Are you where? Tell me where you are.
I'd want to be kind of off to the side of the door. I wouldn't want to be blocking the door.
The other one. Is there a window into the shop?
There is. There's a kind of like plate glass window in the front.
You know, so doing a little window shopping type of deal. So
Okay.
I suppose.
While Lewis is following the mark, can I be scanning the crowd for potential cultists? Because I remember last time we were trying to meet up with that waitress, and a whole bunch of cultists just freaking appeared out of nowhere.
Sure. Absolutely. Make a spot hidden roll.
I
Oh, oops.
I'll let you take the 33. What's your spot hidden? Oh, great. Okay, yeah. So I'll give you the 33, which would still be a regular success. Okay. Yeah, you don't see anybody in cultist robes in the crowd.
Well, I'm just going
But
to.
you're on guard looking for that to happen.
Yeah, I keep like 20% of my focus on
Okay.
following it, 80% scanning the crowd.
Okay. So Basart comes up to the shop and he like kind of pauses. You guys are can see this in the reflection of the plate glass, and Lewis and Martin definitely see it.
He's been mutated.
Not
human anymore.
That he pauses for a second when he realizes that there's two guys in front of the shop, and he kind of steps back a little bit and makes a kind of a little circuit around. Looks as if he's going to go back to and look at some of go down an aisle of stalls to wait for you guys to pass.
What is this stupid idea?
You should do the like we're hands up.
Yeah. I go, Monsieur. What's his name again?
Monsieur Bessart.
Monsieur Bessard. We are friendly, and perhaps you're only. We know what is scaring you, and we may be able to help. We've helped others.
So as soon as you guys like use his name, he drops his food and is uh about to take off running.
All right.
I'll since you guys have been following him closely, I'll give you an action before we start a chase scene.
I'm gonna attempt to.
Worst case scenario.
Exactly. Oh God, I hate
Yeah.
the chase rules and BRP. But
Since he said that, I'm gonna be. Since I'm right nearby him, I'm going to do a have my cane ready to trip him in case he tries to run.
I don't know what we're trying to get out of this guy.
So Jesse, at this point, right before the guy, drops his food and starts running, you tipped your waiter at the hookah shop well enough that he says, "Oh, now I understand."
Please tell me, because I don't.
That gentleman is a takeout customer of some of our more obscure wares. If you'd like to make a good impression, I can sell you something, but it's a little pricey and comes in a plain wrapper.
So the really good stuff, eh? Interesting. How much is it?
5 pounds.
5. Would you take 4?
No.
Okay, 5.50.
Now
That's
it's
my
10.
final offer.
So he slips you a bag of what you are very sure is decent grade opium.
Of course. Excellent. We may be back. Okay. I sigh, looking at all the things that are transpiring outside, straighten my pith helmet, and
Don't run. We got drugs.
I walk outside and put it in my khaki shorts. I mean, how much are we talking about here? Like a kilo?
No, like half an ounce.
Okay, so put it in one of my many explorer expeditionary shorts pockets, and
You got cargo pants.
transporting the transporter, and then step outside the shop and watch the chaos unfold.
Okay, so you are close enough as Warren is about to run that he is going to run right by you if you want to have an action before he takes off.
Wait, so what is this guy saying? So now I'm dealing drugs? Is that what's going on here?
Well,
got what you're looking for.
It's not for commercial purposes. It's recreational.
It's medicinal. It's medicinal.
25 in Cairo. Everything's legal.
Wait.
So
this
Bangkok, Oriental City.
You want a toe? I can get you a toe.
So wait, this guy. What's the deal with this guy again? I mean, I gotta go back in there.
You don't really know what the deal is. The only thing you know is that
Warren Broussard had approached him to see if he had any black fair. So he was a potential buyer from Omar.
So he was a middleman between Carlisle and Faraz Najjar. Faraz said that that Boren Bassart was a middleman for him on a number of deals, but the one with the Carlisle expedition was the last time that he ever saw Bassart. And you found out about both Bassart and Najjar from some papers that were in Jackson Elias's hotel way back when, a million years ago, when we started this game.
So there's a probability that he's kind of hiding low from all the Black Pharaoh types, right? I'm talking to the party.
Yeah, no, that's our assumption.
Yeah.
Out of character.
No, even in character, we all assume that.
Yeah.
All right.
Based on the last time we met with somebody, cultists came after them.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got dirt. We need the dirt.
So does he look? So you guys have all been made, right? Is that what I'm getting?
The two guys in front have been made.
Is that true, Eric?
The two guys in front have definitely been made.
Hey,
Right, but
we
he
approached him.
You approached him. And how are you guys? This is kind of important. How are you guys all dressed?
Like Europeans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So why are you all so threatening? I wonder.
And you're dressed like what, Dr. Livingston, I presume.
Yes.
Yes.
Got lost in my own museum.
Pith helmet and a cane with an amber mosquito on it.
That's the next next part of this. Don't we have to go to Australia or something? Okay, wait. So he's gonna take off, right?
Yes.
He that's what he looks like.
Yes.
And he's headed right towards me.
He's gonna run by you. Yes.
Okay.
And then,
but we
we
can't see what he looks like or anything.
No, not really.
Some tall dude in like
tall dude all bundled
burkas. Okay. I guess I can make a bet to see if I can. So he's sorry, I don't know if I said this right. He's running towards me?
He is going to be running towards you, yes.
Okay. How far away from him?
So he's about halfway in the street.
Yeah.
So, like 3 strides, and he's going to be running right by you to go into the alley that it looks like, at least from the direction that he's facing, it looks like he's aiming for the alley that's on the, next to the tobacco shop that you were just in.
Crap.
He'll probably recognize the envelope if you show him.
Crap.
Just
wait, that doesn't make any sense. He's like running away.
wave the baggie around.
He's running away. Okay. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. If he goes past me, which he probably sounds like he probably will, I'll make like I'm gonna try and help him like lose his accosters and use my package as a indication that I'm a friend of some sort. And then I don't know, we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to tackle him in the middle of the street.
Tell him you're looking for someone to smoke up with.
It's like, excuse me, I just happen to have this. Looking to share some good times. So yeah, but basically I'm hoping I can, at least for the short distance, match whatever pace he's gonna break into, I guess.
Okay, so you're just gonna let him run by you and then try and catch up.
Yeah, maybe. Like I think as he kind of goes by me, I try and get his attention, of course, and just basically say like I can help you. I'm just gonna say that. Like it's mysterious. Like I can help you get rid of those guys. Because that's obviously what's in his mind.
Watch out, junkies are notoriously fast.
If I have to, I'll take one for the team and take the 5.5 pounds worth of.
So, okay. So you're going to wait for him to run by you and say, I can help you, and maybe flash a baggie of opium.
Maybe. That would be my second. I mean, what's the alternative? We just like take him down in the street?
He could always, use the old wrestling move of clotheslining him a bit and going, "Hey, come join me," and show him the
sorry,
bag in
didn't
front of
see
his
you
face.
there.
The classical, as he's clothesline him and go, "Hey,"
So
and
the
show
guy
the
in the
bag
store,
in front of his face.
Give
the
him the
guy in
old
the store
iron cheek.
Wow.
I haven't heard that
clutch.
since I was a kid.
Here come the camo clutch.
God.
Iron Sheik.
So he's just big into the opium, right? Is that what the guy in the store was telling me?
That was what he was implying. Yes. Once he realized who you were
Gotcha stuff.
looking for,
That
he's
might
like,
be enough to stop him. The
"Oh,
clothesline,
that
Gotcha
guy."
stuff.
that in his face.
Got your stuff right here. I'm gonna just like jog right by him. Hey, got some stuff.
Okay. Martin and Lewis, what are I will also give you guys one action that you can plan out before he starts hauling ass. What are you guys planning to do?
It's my move.
Are we in front of him or behind him, or what's our?
So I'm gonna say that you guys are placed similarly to how you are on the board here. That you are, a couple of person links. Martin, you're kind of even with him, and Lewis is a little bit behind him.
I forget. Is move 8 average or above average?
Average.
We have to sprint it.
So, Martin, Lewis, what is your plan?
My job is to try to cut him off, use my cane to trip him because I'm kind of short. I'm not going to be able to body block him, but maybe I can use my cane to trip him.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty small.
Martin?
So he's gonna run past our position, is that right?
This is all
So
crazy.
you're a little bit to the side. You're like probably 2 street carts to the side of him. But you're about even with him.
Okay.
So like if you booked it over or wanted to, yell something to him, you could get that going before he completely takes off.
Could I break into a sprint and try to make either a leaping tackle or just try to cut his legs out from under him?
You would need if you were gonna try to tackle him before he starts, I would need an. What's your move?
Where is that on the character sheet?
So you see, we're going all in on this in a coordinated fashion.
It is.
It's move 9. Sorry.
Move 9. Okay, so you're super fast. Okay. I would need a hard dex roll in order for you to trip him before he takes off.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll try to make. I don't know if I can tackle him, but maybe just try to stretch out and cut his legs out from under him.
Okay. Nope. Okay.
Oh,
All right. So now,
You're just like flat on the street.
So Jesse, you're gonna try to show him the say I can help, and show him the baggie as he runs by you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Do I get a chance to trip him with my cane or not?
No, you're too far behind.
All right, that's what I
You can do that in the chase if you can catch up.
All right.
Okay. Jesse.
This is a terrible idea.
Give me.
I got nothing.
I will accept either a luck roll or any of the social skills, including intimidate.
Luck is just a straight up roll. I'll take the luck
Straight-
thing because it's higher than
Straight up
anything.
roll.
Luck is higher than any skill I have, pathetically enough.
Nice.
Nice.
yeah.
Okay.
They're after your lucky charms.
I would have succeeded on a charm on that roll, but I only have
So-
55 there.
He
It's like,
he is about to run, and then he sees the bag in your hand.
Give him
and
the secret
realizes
handshake.
where you are. You know that you just came out of the hookah shop,
probably smell like it too.
and he slows down for a moment. But then he sees your pith helmet, and he gets a little bit squirrely, and he's like, "What? But who are you?"
Oh, it doesn't matter who I am. What matters is we're gonna have a good time.
The name's Feel Good, Dr. Feel Good.
Like I said, I mean, I've been in that shop for like 2 hours or something, right?
He's got a good contact buzz.
And you just came walking out. You're like, all right.
I'm gonna smell like it. I'm gonna look like it. I'm gonna pretend to be like it, even if not. And try and guide them to a safer place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You say you came into some money and now you want to spread the wealth.
Oh,
Sorry, what's going on?
all
Share the
right
wealth.
then. Let's. I guess.
Take a moment. You can take a moment out of your busy day.
Let's.
I'm gonna tell them I just got here in Egypt. Let's do some of the good stuff.
So he kind of
He sounds French.
peers in the bag, and like his eyes really light up.
Yeah.
And he says, "Well, why don't you come on back to my place then?"
Ooh, even better.
And
Look where your head's at.
he leads you.
Watch out for those guys.
He leads you back to the red door. He has a key and is able to open it up. And there's a flimsy curtain at the back that you saw that you assumed went back into living quarters.
So I just walked by all these guys out like in the road. It's like, I got this. Wait, so he hasn't. I'm not gonna screw it. I'm not gonna screw it. I was gonna pick up a couple friends along the way, but that might be a little bold. I think the one thing I could do is he's going in the the store first?
Yeah.
And then what happens? I just give him the package. Is he's just like obsessed with doing that? I just want to make sure
Yeah.
like the door's unlocked, or even if he does lock it, I'll
He doesn't lock it. He just
conveniently unlock it. Okay.
He doesn't even look behind to see if you're following. He
All right.
just
Well,
goes
I give these guys a hand signal through the window, right? It's like
to, cool.
He's that into it.
So by the time you get into the back, there's the back room is tiny and completely squalid. He throws himself down on the bed, such as it is.
Lights it up.
There's two really grubby cushions on the floor and a worm-eaten table. On which is an ashtray that smells of really, really skunky, low-quality hash.
By the way, how much time is left before the
boy,
taxi
you gotta-
driver leaves?
A couple hours.
Okay, good.
Um,
Tom, we're gonna. I go over to the taxi as we're gonna talk with our friend a bit, and I make sure he. So we'll be right back. We'll be right over there.
Sure.
We want to go into the shop and set up for the inevitable attack anytime we ever talk to anybody.
Well, I'll make sure the door is shut at least.
I mean, so this guy is just like in my estimation, like in Jesse's estimation, is he just like this is what he does? Like he just does this at night, wakes up, gets a snack,
you
and
imagine,
goes back?
yeah, you imagine after spending a couple of moments with him that he is clinically insane and definitely a drug addict.
So Alistair should talk to him. One madman to another.
I think I kind of like hold these guys off. I mean, does he seem under the influence now? Or is he
He's
like
about to be.
between highs?
He seems
He's somewhat lucid.
but it's a really sliding scale there.
He was trying to eat, so he's at least that far out of it. I mean,
He's like, I just like,
So he
Seen
kind
some
of flops down on the bed and starts filling up his pipe and says, "So
like, whoa,
what do I
slow that down here for a moment.
what do you want for this gift? I know nothing in this world is free anymore."
Nothing in this world's free anymore. Well,
tell me about Carlisle and Black Pharaoh and
yeah, right.
which one freaks him out
Like,
the most?
I have it on. I can tell a man like you has probably seen some things, and I don't. I'd be right there with you. Maybe we'll be in a couple weeks. But I ask him if he knows. As he's getting to the place he needs to get to, tell me about the Carlisle expedition. What happened there?
So he takes a
He's not gonna know. I'm gonna say like I'm one of his brothers or
he
cousins
takes
or
a
something.
big drag off the opium pipe and holds it in his lungs for longer than you think should be possible, and then slowly inhales it. In kind of broken English and French, he kind of keeps slipping back and forth. But I'm going to say that enough of the party speaks both languages that you get the gist of this. He says, "A lawyer contacted me. Must have been 5, 6 years ago. January, maybe February. I agreed to act as a purchasing agent for Roger Carlyle, a wealthy American. On written instructions from Mr. Carlyle, I purchased certain artifacts from Faraz.
I give him some
Faraz.
hints.
Faraz Najjar, yes. You know him, he's a good man.
I've met
An
him, yeah.
antiques dealer, and I illegally shipped them out of Egypt to the Penhew Foundation in London. That was early April, I think. So they'd be there when they got there from New York. I know the artifacts were ancient, but nothing more.
They come from
When
Egypt.
when the Carlisle edition came to Egypt in May, I think, I met them and arranged for all their equipment and permits. Bribed a lot of people, pulled a lot of strings. They invited me to travel with them in case there were local difficulties. The main site was at Dashar, in the area of the Bent Pyramid. I don't know why they call it a Bent Pyramid. I don't.
Look it as
One day at Dashar, Jack Brady came to me. He told me that Carlyle, Hypatia Masters, Sir Aubrey, and Dr. Houston had entered the pyramid and vanished. Brady was up at arms about it. Suspected
vanished?
foul play. Diggers had already fled the site and work had come to a standstill. We didn't know what to do, so we just drank. The next morning, Carlyle and the others have reappeared. They were excited by some tremendous find, but what it was, they wouldn't say. Nor did I learn, for Sir Aubrey was a fiend for secrecy, a fiend. All of them had changed in some way. Not for the better. I didn't ask. That evening, an old Egyptian woman visited me. She said that her son had been one of the diggers. Said the diggers all fled because of Carlyle. That he and the others had consorted with an ancient evil, the messenger of the black wind. She said she could recognize that the souls of all the Europeans, except for Brady and myself, were lost. If I wanted proof, I should go to the collapsed pyramid at Medium, the night before the dark of the moon, the time when the moon is slim. God help me, I went. I took one of the trucks, pretending to leave for a night in the pleasure quarter of Cairo. But instead I drove the 20 miles south to Medium, and I secreted myself where she advised. There in the midnight blackness. Blackness. I saw Carlyle and the others port themselves in obscene rituals with 100 madmen. The very desert came alive, crawling and undulating towards the ruins of the pyramid. To my horror, the stone ruins themselves became a skeletal, bulging-eyed thing. Strange creatures emerged from the sands, grasped the dancing celebrants and one by one tore out their throats, killing all until only the Europeans, one other robed celebrant remained. Something more loomed out of the sand. It was the size of an elephant, but with 5 separate shaggy heads. Then I realized what it was, but it's madness to speak of it. I saw it rise and in a great ravening swallow as one all of the torn corpses, leaving only the 5 amidst the stench of blood-soaked sands alive. I fainted. When I recovered, I wandered into the desert. There, further horrors awaited me. Stumbling up a rise before dawn, I saw beyond hundreds of dark sphinxes, rank upon rank, drawn up and waiting for the hours of madness when they'll spring forth and devour the world. I fainted again. This time I left the world for months. The man found me. For 2 years, he and his mother cared for me. Me, a man mindless and adrift. I came back to Cairo, but I began to dream. Only drugs help me now. Hashish if I can't get opium. My supply is low again. Life was growing intolerable without it, so I thank you for helping me. Only the strong drugs keep me from the madness. Everything is lost. There's no hope for any of us. Everywhere they wait. Perhaps you'll join me in a pipe, yes?
Oh yeah, I'm going in. Yeah, I think I'm
So,
gonna need one after this.
So I'm
After
giving you
hearing
a
about this,
handout, Egypt 1, which has all of this written
his
down for you
adventures.
so that you can remember it in the
Thanks.
future.
Appreciate that.
And
I'll do a little.
I do believe we finish off the conversation. They do their smoke, and then we get back to the hotel.
I leave him a couple pounds.
um
Unless he has.
no, I think that's probably where we'll end for the evening.
All right.
So they all
Good
became
ending, though.
cultists.
I love it.
So yeah, everybody was with got eaten, and their expedition is off doing culty things.
Wait, no. So Carlisle is alive then, or
Well,
wasn't
after
this
that.
was still
wasn't
in
killed?
Egypt. This was still Egypt, though.
Yeah, wasn't killed at that time.
Wasn't killed at that time.
But something has happened.
Hmm.
Most interesting.
Got to do some drugs. Sure, why not?
Open your mind.
It's about the closest I'm going to get to in real life.
You have a better idea what happened to here in Cairo to the Carlisle group.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right then.
Well, thank you everybody for coming out and playing tonight. This was way more fun than sitting at home wondering about
Corona.
right. All right. I guess we'll plan for a couple weeks from now. We'll talk about we'll talk on the board if we can start a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But thank you all very much for coming out tonight. Those of you on Twitch, thank you very much. Stick around on Twitch. I'm gonna raid my friend Pondo the Mad, who's running some Dungeons and Dragons tonight. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for playing, and we will lose more sanity together soon. Take care, everybody.
See you guys.
Later. Stay safe.